Hello again, guys, it's Gregola Productions here, and welcome back to a brand new GPWS series. Today we're looking at a very special clock that I've been hunting for the past at least 10 years now. This goes back to even before the Westclox days. The Westclox era kind of started, at least for me, in 2017. And this I knew about when I was looking for it even before that, and I've finally found one. This is a Westclox Pendulette, and the reason I say it's Westclox is because it's made in Canada, and there's nobody else here who would have even made something like this. Maybe, I highly doubt Ingram would have built something like this over here, and this can't be an American import. So this isn't the first one of these I've actually seen. I've seen another one that does say Westclox on the dial, and it's these are very neat, and as I said, I really wanted to get my hands on one. I paid $25 for this. I don't regret it at all, and I think that's a fine price for something like this. And this isn't very common either. These things are just kind of, I don't know, they exist, but I don't think anyone really knows that much about them. And if you're not convinced that it's Westclox, I've got one piece of evidence here. If I just pull out a Style 5 of Baby Ben, look at the hands on the Baby Ben. This one's luminous. Look at the hands on this. Those are the exact same hands. You know, these are literally just the luminous hands, but they aren't painted with radium paint. They're painted with some kind of white paint, but not radium. If this, oh man, if these were radioactive, that would not be a good thing. Let's just say that. So that's my one kind of thing, you know, made in Canada, and those hands. Those are real Westclox hands. So at least, you know, it has to be something like that. And I'm pretty sure there might even be a date code in this thing when we pop it open. I'm not sure how old this is. It's probably from the 40s, if not a little newer. So without further ado, let's get this guy open and see what makes it tick, because I've been waiting to see that for, as I said, about a decade. And really, I wasn't too fussy. I could have probably gone for any Pendulette back in the day, but these days I'd like something older, and this is definitely, like, the design's great. I love the way the dial looks. The newer Pendulettes don't have, and yes, they still make Pendulettes, but they're not by Westclox. I don't know who makes them these days. The newer ones have a completely different style to the cases. So these are very different. And is that bird? Okay, that bird is stamped on there, so that's not gonna come off. These hands are press fit, so let's just grab it. This is very different compared to all the other stuff I've worked on. I have to be careful. This isn't perfectly flat, and that pendulum's flip-flopping all over the place. Maybe it'd be a better idea to take this off. Let's try this first. Let's see what we got. We're going through the old back. The old back go-through special. Yeah, made in Canada, and it does seem to want to kind of run. So that's good. Also, I don't have a key, so we're gonna have to find a key for this guy. That nut looks like one off of a Style 5 Baby Ben, one of the pillar nuts to hold the movement together, and I know that because I was literally just working on a different one, not the one you just saw, but a different Style 5 less than 10 minutes ago. Is this turning? It is. It is not. Is it turn? What the heck? Oh, this isn't even turning. Let me get a different nut driver. Yeah, socket. Wow, throwing my sockets everywhere. Come on, are you gonna fit? No, you're not. Okay, I'm just grabbing pliers. I'm just going for it. I've got a parts container here. Always have a parts container. Never just throw your stuff on the bench, because then you're just going to lose it all. Is that stripped? I hope not. I hope that's not turning with the actual arbor. Oh no, it's just tight, I think. Yeah, that'd be bad if there's probably a rivet on the opposite side of that, and if that was turning with this, it would be difficult to get it apart, to say the least. If I just grab it and do this, socket would be infinitely easier, but have to go hunting for the right socket if I don't have it right in front of me. Yeah, and that other one, the other, oh, there we go. Wait, is this, I can't tell if it's turning. I think it is, but it's not. What the heck is going on here? That, okay, my worst fear might have come true. The opposite end of the shaft might be somehow having a problem of some sort. So it looks like we gotta take this off first. There might be a loose rivet or something like that. You know, that type of deal. And of course, these are gonna be pressed on super tight. Come on. I don't want to break this piece of wood either. Well, that wasn't quite what I anticipated, but came off nonetheless. Very tight hand. I assume these would be more tight than the regular 5 hands. Is this going to come off, or is this just going to play hard to get? Okay. I'm just going to leave that for now. I'm not sure what the greatest method was for removing hands on that. Because these are the special hands where you're just turning it with your finger. You're not, there's no knob on the back like the Style 5 Baby Ben or any other type of clock like this, where you're not actually touching the hands. And because you're touching the hands here, these need to be a lot tighter so they don't just fall off when they're played around with. Okay, is this gonna come off? Oh yes it is. Okay, so this is on its own little wheel. Okay, this bird, why is this being all weird now? How do you come off? Okay, let's get a light on that. That's not right. Maybe it's supposed to come off this way. There's our movement. There's the front of it. Is this gonna come off now? Whoa, hello. Okay, I've exposed the front of this, and there's our rivet that we're trying to unscrew. And just turning when I do stuff with it. This is so weird. Oh, I'm not, oh wait, I'm completely wrong. That's not the rivet in there is turning when I try and manipulate this and try and unscrew that. Sorry, that was the wrong thing. Okay, oh, that hand just popped off. I'm not gonna take that hand off that shaft, that wheel. That bird clearly does not fit through that hole, unless you like angle it through. But you don't wanna do that. I wanna bend this thing. Boy, someone probably just, somebody, you know, they must have known that they had completely messed it, or some rivet had popped loose, and they just, whoever had this last just said, to heck with it, and just didn't bother with it. That's how a lot of this stuff is. They just go, something broke. That bird, of course, is the money shot, so I don't want to wreck that. Okay, how can I get this in here? There's the front of the movement. Very simple design. How can we get in here? Okay, so there's that rivet down in that can. And there is this. The old classic clockmaker situation where he's got a the old loose rivet special. Maybe if I pull it hard enough against the can, it'll angle off, somehow get stuck and then unscrew itself. Somehow I don't think it will be that, I don't think that's gonna happen here. All right, I need a minute to figure this out. Here, this bird actually has a bent tab type system in there, and it just pulls off of the shaft here. So that's great, it just comes off like that. So then, of course, our wooden dial is free, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna clean that or do anything with that, but either way, we got our movement, you know, one less thing flip-flopping all over the place. I was half tempted to grind that bolt completely, or that nut, sorry. Half tempted to grind that thing completely off, but I took my stainless steel pry bar. If you don't have one of these, you absolutely need one. Jammed it kind of in there, took my socket and just kept unscrewing it until it eventually came off. So now that is out, and that rivet will need to be fixed because we don't want that happening again, where, you know, somebody's trying to get in here and the whole thing, that can will just not come off. As I said, I was very close to just taking that nut and sacrificing it for the sake of everything else here, but it looks like we don't have to. It's very scratched up. Someone has been in here before me, or tried to get in here before me, and they probably failed to get in there. So there's the inside of the case. There's all the fake weights and chains, and it kind of looks like a weird smiley face. Oh yeah, there's nothing really here to see. This was a bit bent up. I wonder if this, I see white paint on the side of this. I wonder if someone was painting their house and they just left this thing on the wall. How that's kind of lazy, isn't it? You know, you'd think you could take a little novelty clock off the wall for the sake of your painting operation, but I guess not. Just for, you know, just a bit, but no, we're just gonna keep painting anyway. Yeah, there's a bit of paint on that. I don't think I'm gonna do much with this case. Probably just clean it. I see rust in there. Rust and dust. Who knows when this thing was even last disassembled. Probably the last time it was disassembled was the time where that rivet snapped and all this chaos ensued. So there's our movement. And to be completely honest with you, it looks like a pendulum-driven Baby Ben. Oh, there's a date code. December 13th, 1939. I'll just zoom in on So if we look at if we have a closer look at our date code, which I've just spotted, we can see that it says December 13th. Oh wait, no, January. Is that January or December? I think that's January 13th, 1933. It's either 33 or 38. Oh wait, no, there's a 2 there. Never mind. Okay, December. Yeah, that's December 13th, 1930. That looks like 38. I mean, that makes sense. You know, we're using Baby Ben parts, so we're probably going to be from the late 30s. And this movement looks very Baby Ben-esque. This looks like one of the Style 5s, except it's got a pendulum instead of a balance wheel. No hairspring to bend up this time, guys. Only a pendulum rod. Now, what we can do is take a closer look at this thing. So yeah, it looks like a Baby Ben movement. Let's see our gears. Oh my goodness, is that straight out of a 66? That looks like a Style 66 alarm spring almost. At least that wheel does. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is the ultimate cheap clock. This is nothing going on here with this one. We get our pendulum. That's our escapement. Really decent. I don't know. It's high quality, but it's also not at the same time. Definitely outlasts any novelty clock they make today, though. Or maybe I don't know if it would outlast a modern Pendulette. I'm not sure. Not that those things are terribly popular anyway. People do buy them though. And those look like Baby Ben parts. That definitely looks like a Baby Ben part. Yeah, this is totally a Westclox design here, especially that date code. And that's the same font they use all the time too. Yes. Incredibly bare bones. Even this piece is quite you know, there's nothing to it. There's not even a spring barrel. It's just an open spring. That'd be hilarious if you could take off a Style 66 Westclox. You could take the alarm great wheel and just stick it in here, and just and just have a key. You know, and then you could just have it where there is just a threaded key that you could screw on. That would be funny, but I think that's the same wheel possibly, but this looks like a smaller, I don't know, version of it, and that shaft seems smaller. I don't know. But anyway, it looks like it's all there. Doesn't look like there's anything missing. It's as cheap as they can possibly make it, and that is just fine for what this is. And where's our rivet that's having problems here? It's this one here. Oh no, it's the other one. Yeah, that should not be moving around like that. So we got to do something there, and I think everyone's gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna use epoxy just to straighten that. Oh my goodness, it's like getting super loose. I'm not sure how you'd fix that otherwise. Maybe there's some kind of, I don't know, peening method that, like P-E-E-N, peening method of, you know, mashing this rivet over itself somehow and then getting it attached to the plate again. I don't know. But it seems to have dug into this plate, so that's not good. A bit of rust there. Otherwise, it's just dirty. This thing does want to run, it seems like. No, that's not half bad right there. So this looks good. This looks okay, you know? I think to just, what the heck? Is it some kind of weird, I think there's just a slot, yeah, there's just a slot cut in the pendulum to make that escape wheel swing. That's crazy. Man, that's an ultimate budget cut. Look at that. Yeah, there's just a slot, and it just grabs one of the pallet fork teeth, or sorry, one of the escape wheel teeth, and just pulls it forward. That's wacky as heck. Where's the, what's stopping this all from going crazy and moving? And you know what? This thing is just sliding. This, oh my goodness, this pendulum is just sliding off the face of the tooth, or sliding off the wheel somehow. You can see there's that area where it's completely silver. It's actually just sliding off of that. Look at that. It's sliding off the teeth, and then it hooks in, and then the pendulum swings the other way, and then the escape wheel moves. That is such a bizarre design. I've never seen something like that before. That's definitely a budget cut type design. Wow. I'm surprised this thing didn't wear out, if that's the case. Friction like that is usually pretty bad for this stuff. Maybe it's because this was oiled. I have no idea. Definitely someone was in here oiling stuff and messing with it, but looks like it's okay. That spring, I don't even know if that needs to be really let down, to be completely honest with you. It's so small, and yeah, it might just pop a bit, but I'm really not worried about that. It looks like there isn't much gas left in this thing anyway, so I'm just gonna kind of go ahead and disassemble this. So there's one bolt off. See, the problem with this nut driver is sometimes it can get the bolts stuck in it, or the nuts stuck in it. Yeah, I'm just too stuck in there now. Boy, oh boy, man. Oy, oy, oy. It's too perfect. Okay, there might be a bolt on the floor somewhere. I honestly don't know. There was another one here that just seems to have disappeared completely. So, I'm not sure where that went. And we'll find it later, hopefully. But yeah, sometimes with this stuff it can be kind of wacky, just a little bit. Can't believe this is from December of 1938. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna hold that spring barrel, or spring click. For pity's sake, that was not what I wanted to do. Okay, so that actually had tons of power left. I completely underestimated that. I guess that's what happens when you don't have a key or a letdown tool of some kind. I was going to use my pin vise, but that clearly didn't fit. Yeah, that is my, I think that's either a baby bend spring or a 66 spring. I think that's probably a baby bend spring though. No harm done though, it looks like. Everything looks good. I definitely don't want to get into the habit of that. That was pretty bad actually. I shouldn't have done that. But I don't know, should have tried to release the power on the pendulum somehow. I don't know how I really would have done that, but anyway, I don't even think I'm going to bother. I don't think I'm going to bother with cleaning this quite yet, because I want to find a key for this thing in my assortment of stuff. So yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going to try and look for that, and that'll be it for this particular episode of the GPWS, and I will catch you. Oh, did they stamp this on both sides? Interesting. Yeah, 12, 13, 38. Interesting. Usually they don't do stuff like that. I've never seen Westclox pull that card before, where they stamp it on both sides of the plate. Oh wait, I'm just stupid. Oy, oy, oy. Anyways, that'll be it for this episode of the GPWS, and I will see you in the next one.